Good morning. Sorry about that. That was very confusing. Just let me know if you're here so that I can connect with who's here today. Be lovely to see you. Good morning. Okay, so we've got 4 of you so far. Good morning, Jeanette. Welcome. And Liz, lovely. Nice to have you with us today. Brilliant. So today we're going to do some mindful movement, which is a bit like a standing meditation. So welcome. I'll wait for a moment. There's a few more I'm expecting. So I might start with reading a poem to so this one is called The Mountain. If the mountain seems too big today, then climb a hill instead. If the morning brings you sadness, it's okay to stay in bed. If the day ahead weighs heavy and your plans feel like a curse, there's no shame in rearranging. Don't make yourself feel worse. If a shower stings like needles and a bath feels like you'll drown, if you haven't washed your hair for days, don't throw away your crown. A day is not a lifetime. A rest is not defeat. Don't think of it as failure, just a quiet, kind retreat. It's okay to take a moment from an anxious, fractured mind. The world will not stop turning while you get realigned. The mountain will still be there when you want to try again. You can climb it in your own time. Just love yourself till then. Okay. Morning, Petra. Welcome. Okay, so however many of us that are here, there will be more that want to watch it after. So if you're watching this after, then welcome. Morning, how lovely to see you. That's really lovely. So I've just read the poem. So what we're going to start with today is a little bit of mindful movement. Okay, so I'm going to turn my computer around so that I can stand up and you can see where I'm going to be. Where are we? I'm just hoping that you can see me. Just let me know, just text if you could, put a little comment in if you can see me. All you need to see is my arms and you don't need to necessarily see my feet. So just a thumbs up if you can see me adequately. Not that I just need to be clear in the screen. Yep, brilliant. Okay, so sometimes mindful movement is a really great practice to do, and we don't have to know fancy moves. All we need to know is that it's a practice that allows the mind to have something really physical to do that helps when maybe we're feeling anxious or we're feeling really annoyed, really stressed. It can get into what we were talking about last week, the vagus nerve, which is goes through our brain, it goes down our face, all through the spinal column and joins our heart and all our organs. So that's what we call our nerve of compassion. And these things like meditation, yoga, walking, lots of things feed and stimulate the vagus nerve. So why we feel better after we've had a walk or we've done something that's really connected us with our body. So I'm going to show you a few things today. Some of you who've done my classes will remember some of these. So we stand softly, hip width apart. So you're in charge of your bodies. So we're not looking to drive the pain or effort to a 10. We're looking at getting somewhere that you're a little bit at maybe a 7, something like that. That it's effort, but you've got space for relaxation to arise and for space to arise. So soft knees, soft shoulders, soft hips. So we're going to start and just take a few deep breaths down to the belly, if as far as your breath's able to go. So take in a nice few deep breaths. And on the out breath, it can really help if we're feeling anxious or stressed to do like a sighing breath, because it releases that charged fight and flight stress hormone of cortisol or adrenaline. So breathing in deeply. You don't have to do a sighing breath. You can just let your breath come out in its own pace naturally. So just one more nice deep breath. Okay, so the process is just relaxed. We're looking at releasing, letting go all that tension and tightness down into the earth through our feet. So as we stand here, if you want to close your eyes, sometimes it can make people feel dizzy. So if it does, just cast your eyes down and be aware of the outer edges. But you can close and turn inwards and just feel that as you stand here, you have awareness of your feet. You have awareness of your feet on the earth. You have awareness of the strength in your legs. You maybe have awareness of the hips dropping, releasing down. And possibly we can have awareness of, like if you do yoga, that sense of the bottom goes down and the top. Without effort, it's just an awareness of the spine being releasing through the spine. So this is the practice, bringing the mind back over and over if it wanders. So just in this early stage, noticing the breathing. Notice maybe if the belly's a bit tight, you're holding on maybe. And just see if you can release and let that go down into the earth. Maybe you're aware of the silence. Maybe you're aware of sounds inside or outside. Inside the body, outside. So this is mindfulness. This is mindfulness of something, mindfulness of standing, mindfulness of moving. So if you've got your eyes closed, opening your eyes and bringing your hands softly to the front. So we're not looking to be mechanical in our movements, and we might feel a bit mechanical at first, but so we're looking to softly keep the shoulders down, bringing the hands up, turning the hands over and softly releasing down, a bit like we're lifting a ball up lightly, really light ball. So the movement's coming from the shoulders, but they're not lifting up. So we're bringing awareness to that movement down to the earth. And just becoming aware of how that small, tiny movement affects breathing. It's much harder with mindful movement to stay tense and tight because we become very aware. Okay, and rest in the hands and just be bringing your full attention to the sensations in your hands, in your arms. And the pauses between movements are as important as the movement. So it's allowing that pause, that stop, that resting the nervous system. So we're going to just softly keeping the head forward, or you can turn the head if you want. So we're softly just twisting from the hips. It's not a big movement, but what we're doing is we're staying in contact with the feet, the legs, soft knees, soft hips. Notice if the mind is calmer or still as busy. And then coming to rest. And again, the pause. Notice this is about waking up the body, activating the body in to flow, for things to flow a bit better, to be less stuck. But it's very different to exercise. Exercise is possibly more goal driven. This is more process driven. What am I noticing? Being curious. Okay, so we're going to come back to the center, and we're going to, again, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the posture aligned. So we're balanced on our feet. We're not on our tippy toes. We're not back on our back of our heels. We're not more on the right foot or the left. We're balanced. You can play around with that, actually. Maybe gently rocking tiny fraction forward and back, feeling where that center is, and maybe doing that right to left, and just feeling where you're balanced fairly centrally. So we're going to lift the hands again. We're going to we're moving energy really. So we're lifting the hands up. We're going to push away anything we don't want, but we're not forcing. It's not a big movement. It's a gentle movement. And then we're bringing back in all the things we want. And then we're letting the hands float down. So we've got really soft hands, soft arms, breathing. You might follow the in-breath as you come in, and you might follow the out-breath as you move out. And then you might follow the in-breath in, and you might follow the in-breath down. But the breath is the lead. But with that, the movement follows the breath. Don't get too caught up in getting it right, but you just get that sense of. So we're looking at really allowing the breath to fully leave the body and fully enter. So pushing away gently what you don't want, bringing in all maybe the warmth of the sun, and then coming to rest again. So if your knees hurt or your legs hurt or anything hurts, it's okay to do a gentle movement. You don't have to be dead still. If you're in pain, you come back to steadiness when you've released that. So the next movement that we're going to do is we're going to, if you just want to watch for a minute, so we're going to stay on the left leg. We're not tipping forward. We're gently bringing the arm up and bringing it down. So we're sort of like picking an apple off of a tree. And then again, the breath is leading, so it may be the in-breath as you reach up for the apple. And as you put it down, it might be that's the out-breath. So we're bringing the hand that isn't picking the apple, we have it sort of to the side, so it's giving us a little bit of strength. So So reaching up for the apple, you might come up on your foot, the left foot and left hand up. And you might not, you choose. Feel into it. So the key is slowing everything down. We're not used to it. If the nervous system's feeling really revved up, this can feel really odd, but you're giving it a gift. You're slowing it down. If you forget to do any bit of it, it doesn't really matter. You just come back and you remember it next time. So soft hands, everything is soft. Breathing into the relaxation of the stretch. Coming to rest after the last one. So really allowing yourself to notice what's the impact in your body from just a few really gentle movements. So we're going to do one last one, which is sort of finishing it off. So we're moving from the hip. So the hip is the bend. So we're releasing it. So the hip does the work. So we're going to scoop up some energy and up the face and then gently down. And again, bending from the hip, scooping up, down the front of the face, soft shoulders, soft knees. Don't worry too much about the breath, just see if you can ride the waves of the in and the out breath. Last one. And then to finish, either popping your hand on your tummy or just your hand softly by your sides. So being fully present as best you can with what you're experiencing in your body. And then really gently, if you're sitting, if you're standing, taking yourself to where you're going to sit for the next bit of the practice. I'll just turn my computer around. So I'd love to know how that was for you. Maybe for some of you, that is the first time you've done mindful movement, and for others, that won't be. So I wonder if you feel happy, you're happy to write a comment or an emoji. Morning. If you've got any questions around mindful movement, then I'm really happy to answer them. It doesn't have to be now. It can be at the end. I think we'll move into gentle, relaxing, calming. Brilliant. Yeah, I do. I personally use it if if you're feeling not that brilliant, if you're feeling a bit low or you're feeling a bit anxious and the instinct is to close up, to shut down, to be still. But actually just a few minutes of mindful movement can shift our emotional state. It doesn't mean that the issues suddenly magically disappear. But what it means is we're more resourceful, can move into a state of being less stuck, maybe being more available to deal with to deal with things. So it's a fantastic practice to do. And you can even, like I sometimes do it with a bit of music, and it's not the same as dancing. It's being very conscious and very present with the feel of movement, and releasing through the body. So, experiment between these sessions. That there is lots that we can do to support ourselves to become even more resourceful when times are tough. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to allow, while you get settled. Now, you can choose to do the body scan laying down. I personally prefer the body scan laying down, because you really settle the body deeply into a grounded state. But if you're really tired and you think you might fall asleep, then you can still really get a lot out of doing a seated body scan. So you choose what's right for you right this minute. So if you want to get a comfy position, either seated or laying. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that, and I'll read you a poem while you're getting yourselves settled. This is John O'Donoghue. Awaken to the mystery of being here, and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. Okay, so we'll now move into a body scan. So the body scan is a way of that first stage of mindfulness, really, where we scan our body and go through and connect with where we need to release and relax and let go, where we need to be kind. So we're going to start from the head down to the feet. So feeling the weight of your head either on your shoulders or on the cushion. Really allowing with each out-breath each bit of the body to soften, release, let go down into the earth. So moving round to the top of the skull. So we're just investigating, just being curious. So we're not labeling, we're just noticing. How does it feel? Moving down the forehead and the temples. So giving our full attention and care into the eyes resting in the sockets, and the eyelids resting on the eyeballs, and the ears. sensations, and deep through the face, all in the cheeks, the muscles, the skin, the nostrils, and the lips. And what do you notice in the jaw and the tongue? Perhaps it's possible to release and let go with the out-breath. And scanning through the throat and the neck and the spine at the top of the neck. Each bit worthy of your attention and your care. Offering the body friendliness, coming home to living within the body of our home, our living home. And feeling into the shoulders and the joints and under the armpits. And down through the arms. So we're feeling deep within the physical sense of our arms, the sensations. Some bits feel pleasant, some unpleasant. Some fairly neutral. And through the hands and the fingers, the thumbs. So it's a soft, gentle attention. Notice when the mind gets into stories, and that's okay. So we just welcome it back over and over. It forgets. It comes back to mindfulness. Mindfulness of each bit of the body. So moving up the arms through into the top of the back, the shoulder blades, the spine. And feeling that connection of the body on the surface that you're sitting or lying. So we don't have to analyze any of it or judge any of it. It is in this moment what it is. So the breath is the loving kindness that comes through the body. The breath that touches all the areas we're looking at. Coming up now into the chest and the heart area. Feeling the rise and the fall of the breath. Appreciating the heart that looks after us, keeps us going every day, brings us life, allows us to connect its own energy field full of emotion, a rainbow of emotion. And we're the pot of gold. We are the gifts. I'm feeling into the ribs and the solar plexus. So this is an act of care, not a mechanical scanning. This matters, this bit of the body. Feeling all the areas the breath touches and ride in them waves. See if you can follow the whole of an in-breath in that area. And the release of the breath on the out-breath. Releasing all tension and tightness and pain down. Knowing that the earth holds us every day, 24/7, grounding. Our best friend. And what about the tummy, the lower tummy? Maybe it's tense and tight, maybe it's soft. Maybe you can feel the clothes touching the skin. And deep into the hips and the pelvis. Allowing them to release, relax, let go. Being nourished by the breath. And the mind is very much a part of this practice. We just notice if we wander and we kindly welcome it back. Forgot. Coming back. Moving through the thighs. What's in there? What do you notice? How does it actually feel? And the knees. So soft, loving attention. And if that's difficult to get close and to get inside, the body, then we just patiently wait, being on the edge of the body, offering the best we can. Down through the shins and the calves, and the ankles. And feeling the sensations deep within the feet, right in the heart of the feet. All the skin and the bones, all the outside of the feet. And not forgetting the toes. Feeling into the big toes, the little toes, and all the toes connecting between. And then spreading your awareness to the whole of the body, from the tip of the toes all the way through, up the legs, up the trunk, up through the hands and the arms and the shoulders, through the neck and the head. So holding the whole of the body in this friendly attention, offering it what it needs at this time. Patience, compassion, maybe a word of kindness. So if there's something you need to hear right now, see if you can offer that to yourself. So it might be, it's okay, or I'm here for you, or we're all in this together. Noticing how taking this time for the body scan has affected, what impact it's had for you. And so very gently and slowly, if you're lying, opening your eyes and coming to sitting. It might be that you have a little stretch or not. So I'm going to read one more poem, and then I'm going to address a question that somebody had, which was around mindfulness in daily life. So I'm going to read another wonderful John O'Donoghue, because he's wonderful, in my unbiased opinion. So this one is called For Courage. So while I read this poem, if you please feel happy to leave a comment of how that has helped you, or just a little emoji, or any questions that you've got, that'd be really welcome. So, For Courage. When the light around you lessens and your thoughts darken until your body feels fear turn, cold as a stone inside. When you find yourself bereft of any belief in yourself, and all you unknowingly leaned on has fallen. When one voice commands your whole heart, and it is raven dark, steady yourself and see that it is your own thinking that darkens your world. Search and you will find a diamond thought of light. Know that you are not alone and that this darkness has purpose. Gradually, it will school your eyes to find one gift your life requires. Hidden within this night corner, invoke the learning of every suffering you have suffered. Close your eyes, gather all the kindling about your heart to create one spark that is all you need to nourish the flame that will cleanse the dark of its weight of festered fear. A new confidence will come alive to urge you towards higher ground, where your imagination will learn to engage difficulty as its most rewarding threshold. I hope you found the poems supportive and the practices supportive. And I'll wait just a second to see if any of you have got any questions. And then I'll share the question about how does mindfulness look in everyday life. So okay. So one of the questions I had was about how does it look in everyday life, and I just wanted to share an example of, for myself, what that might look like in daily life. So rewind a scene. Yesterday morning I come down, and the night before none of us wanted to wash up, so there was this humongous pile of washing up winking at me on the side. So I could have gone into reacting, lots of thoughts, lots of it's not fair, don't want to do it, why didn't anybody offer to do it? You know, we all went with the I don't want to do it. But it was a sunny day and I approached it with an intention of giving my attention with a particular attitude. I'm just reminding you, the IAA. So what I did is I really got into my senses. So I noticed that first reaction, and then I chose that habit of mindfulness that I've cultivated over a lot of time came into its own in that time. So I felt the warmth of the water in when I was washing up. I noticed the bubbles, and actually they look quite nice. And I took my time with each piece. So I didn't rev my nervous system up by all that overthinking about it and resentment. I activated that present moment attention, being there, that moment as it was. It didn't really matter whether it had been done or not done. I actually noticed each piece of washing up that I put on the side. No, I haven't got a dishwasher. I am the dishwasher. And actually, do you know, I really became aware of how that activity was quite pleasant. So that is an example for me of the ability to respond, not react, to let in the good, which is Rick Hanson's negativity bias. So that I could have gone with the negativity bias in my brain and fired up my amygdala and, you know, got very stressy. So I stepped out of autopilot into the present moment, made that conscious choice, and actually it was very pleasant. So I don't know if that's helpful or not helpful, but yeah, any feedback would be welcome. Okay, so I feel totally calm and relaxed, incredibly energized, able to move forward positively. Thank you again, Sue. Fantastic, really pleased. Yes, the poems will be posted. They're scheduled to be posted after this, so they will be there for you. Yeah, very good. So anything else that I can help you connect with today? Could you post the first poem, Preparation Returning Up to Lockdown? Will be a really helpful reminder of taking care of self. Yep, Jeanette, they will all three will be posted for you after this. So you can come back and look at them or print them off. So yeah, brilliant. Anything else? It's been a wonderful pleasure to spend this time with you, and I think it's quite important as well at this time is that anxiety gets activated quite quickly for quite a lot of us, and I get anxiety prior to doing this, so it's that social engagement side of things in the nervous system, and I just get anxious. Will I remember everything? Is it right? You know, will it be helpful? And then I've just used my practice. I steady myself, I ground myself, and I accept it's okay to be anxious some of the time, and it's not okay for me if I stay in it. So it's learning to rest and using that rest and digest part of the nervous system, which the practices that we've just done helps us activate that rest and digest part of our autonomic nervous system. So that's why you're feeling some of the things that you feel today, because you've activated that, and it's always available to you. So I am here next week, even though the next event seems to say the 24th. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to change that, and I'm still, during lockdown, going to be here every week. So brilliant. So let me know if you've got any further questions. You can private message me, and I will help shape next week's session on anything that is important to people. So yeah, always helpful. Brilliant. Really glad. I've loved being with you, and stay safe. Have a good week, and I look forward to spending some time again with you next week. So bye for now.